Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll compare two Lenovo smartphones, the Lenovo K8 Note with the Lenovo K8 Plus. So this video we're not going to a detailed comparison because we already done the detailed review of the Lenovo K8 Note, and in this video we'll see what are the differences between these two devices when it comes to features and performance. So we'll talk about that in this video. So before going into the detailed aspects, let's first have a look at the pricing. The Lenovo K8 Note's pricing starts at 12,999 for the 3GB RAM variant and 13,999 for the 4GB RAM variant, while the Lenovo K8 Plus is priced 10,999, that's a 3GB RAM variant. So let's start off the comparison. So we'll find out what are the differences. So you can see that both these devices have full HD displays. That's one is having a 5.5 inch screen size, that the Lenovo K8 Note has a 5.5 inch screen size, while the Lenovo K8 Plus has a 5.2 inch screen size. Being a 5.2 inch screen size, the Lenovo K8 Plus is a bit more compact than the Lenovo K8 Note, but both the devices are pretty much heavier for the price segment. Now, apart from that, you can also see both the devices have 2.5D glass. Gorilla Glass support is also included on both the phones. Now, on the hardware aspect, you could see power and volume keys on both the phones. On the rear panel, you can see both have dual camera setups, 13 and 5 megapixel camera, dual tone dual LED flash on both the phones, and fingerprint scanner located below it. And you can also see that the Lenovo K8 Note has a slight projection for the camera unit, while on the Lenovo K8 Plus it flushed to the body. Now the build quality looks pretty good on both the phones. It's almost similar. The Lenovo logo at the bottom panel, we have the speaker unit and the micro USB charging slot. Up top we have the 3.5mm audio jack on both the phones. Now on the left side we have the SIM tray, and we also have a dedicated music button on both the phones. So if you are a person who loving music, this dedicated music button is useful. So that was the design aspect of these two phones. You could see that other than the size and a slight projection for the camera, it is almost similar in terms of the design aspect. On the front panel, you could see that both the phones come with flash and we have a 13 megapixel shooter on the Lenovo K8 Note, while this is 8 megapixel selfie camera on the Lenovo K8 Plus. Other than that, you can see that both these devices have capacitive navigational buttons, and both are not backlit. Now another feature which is missing on the Lenovo K8 Plus is that there is no notification LED on this device. So that's one feature missing on the Lenovo K8 Plus when compared to the Lenovo K8 Note. Now going to the software part, you can see that both the devices are exactly the same, no changes whatsoever. Both have stock UIs, and if you go to the settings panel, and you could see that Android 7.1.1 on both the phones, no additional features except for the music key configuration. Everything looks exactly the same. We have 32GB storage on the Lenovo K8 Plus, while it's 64GB storage on the Lenovo K8 Note. We have the top end variant of both these devices. So other than that, I could see there are no changes in the software aspect. Now talking about the performance, we have the Helio X23 Deca-core chipset on the Lenovo K8 Note, while it's the Helio P25 octa-core chipset on the Lenovo K8 Plus. So the Lenovo K8 Note has this Deca-core chipset, 10-core chipset, and it's really powerful chipset. You could see the benchmark score, and you could actually decide the really powerful chipset is the Helio X23 Deca-core chipset. But in terms of day-to-day experience, you would never notice that much difference, and the gaming experience is also pretty good on both the phones. There is not much of heating issues on both the phones. Now additionally, the Lenovo K8 Note comes with a splash resistant design. That's nano coating is included. We also done a video on the splash resistant coating on the Lenovo K8 Note, but that is not available on the Lenovo K8 Plus. So it's a slightly more budget offering. So those are the things which are skipped on the Lenovo K8 Plus. And both the phones come with Dolby Atmos support. So we have a really great performance from the speaker unit. Both are really good in terms of the multimedia experience. Now on the camera front, we have 13 megapixel cameras on the rear panel. It's a dual camera setup, 13 and 5 megapixel camera. The camera setup is quite similar. We have the depth enabled mode on both the phones, and the modes are also exactly the same on both the phones. Neither of them can record videos in 4K, and slow motion is also not supported on both the phones. So that's the camera aspect. Now on the front camera, we have a 13 megapixel shooter, which is better than the 8 megapixel shooter on the Lenovo K8 Plus. So here is a quick comparison of the camera samples taken with these two devices. You could see that the Lenovo K8 Note is the better device in terms of the camera performance. Now finally, both the phones also come with a 4000 mAh battery, so both are pretty good in terms of battery performance. It's not really stellar as the Redmi Note 4, but it is definitely a good performance all round, and I will get you more than a day of battery life on both the phones, because the Lenovo K8 Note is slightly bigger in display, and the Lenovo K8 Plus is just 5.2 inch screen size. We are expecting the Lenovo K8 Plus to have slightly better battery life than the K8 Note. So that is the quick differences between these two devices, and if you're looking for buying one of these two devices, we'll definitely suggest the Lenovo K8 Note because it's more powerful, more feature rich, and definitely great value for money package in this price segment. But if you're on tight budget, then the Lenovo K8 Plus is definitely a good device to buy. So that's all guys, thanks for watching, hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.